This is a 2013 Mazda 5. On this car I am going to be replacing the two rear suspension shock absorbers along with the sway bar links on the rear and the shock mounts on the rear. The reason I'm doing this repair is that the car does bounce up and down in the rear when it goes over bumps, like speed bumps, and also there's a loud knocking sound that comes from the rear when the car bounces up and down. Here's a quick look at the parts I'm going to be using for this repair. These are the shock absorbers, and they're sold in a set of 2. I'm going to be including the part number for the set in the video description. These are the sway bar links with the box they came in. Let's see, where's the part number. Here it is. I'll also include this in the video description. And this is one of the shock mounts. And this will be also in the video description. Now, for these mounts, when you have a knocking sound coming from the suspension, it's important to replace these. So you can't just replace the shock and call it good, because this mount, when it wears, can cause a significant noise. This is one of the 2 new bump stops. They are the same left and right, and this is the box it comes in. This is a KYB part. I'll include a link. To get to the top of each shock mount, you simply go in the car and you pop out this cup holder, and then down underneath the cup holder is the top nut for the shock that you can unfasten on each side. The top nut is 13 millimeters, and you can undo it just simply like this with the extension. Now, the problem we run into usually is that when we try to spin the nut on top, it spins the entire shaft of the strut. So we're going to have to go underneath, remove the wheel, and use something to keep the shaft of the shock absorber from rotating. I've removed the wheel. I've taken this locking vice grip plier and I've put it around the shaft just as tight as it will go. So now when this shaft rotates, it will come to a stop. After I get the top nut off from inside the car, then I get the nuts for the mounts off, and they're mounted on these studs. They are 12 millimeter nuts, 2 nuts on each side. Next I have the bottom nut for the strut. It has a bolt going through with a nut on the outside. These are 17 millimeter bolts. And when you remove the bottom bolt, this strut drops right through the bracket, and this is how you reinstall it. Now let's check these shocks for compression and rebound. It was pretty easy to compress this one. It went all the way down with hardly any pressure, and now it has 0 rebound. So this is completely shot. This is the other one. I'm going to test it as well, and my kitten is going to help me. And it also has almost 0 compression and no rebound whatsoever. And even the kitten can tell that it's no good. These are the shock mounts with the bump stops, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace these bump stops as well. The shock mounts are in better shape than I thought they would be. This piece up here is still holding together, but I've got the new ones, so I'm just gonna replace them. Comparing the new shock with the old, the only difference that I don't really like is that this has a less substantial bushing. So this new shock is very likely going to be a little bit tight in this bracket. You're going to have to do some tapping and prying to get it to go in and slot the bolt through. So this takes care of these shocks. Just have to kind of thread this stud through the hole in the mount, and this sleeve here can slide right up into the mount, and it has the bump stop inside the sleeve. And all we have to do at this point is go back in the car and put the nut on the top of the threaded part of the shaft of the shock inside the car. That took care of the shocks and the shock mounts. Now we have these sway bar links, and they are located right here on the lower control arm. There's a bolt that goes through the control arm in the top, and then the other bolt is on the ball joint that goes through the sway bar. These nuts here and here are both 14 millimeters. To undo this nut, I put a hex key through the head of the stud. I believe this is 5 millimeter. I put a ratcheting 14 millimeter wrench onto the nut, and this way I can turn it loose. Put everything back together, take it out for a test drive. Rear end is nice and quiet. Bring it back in, put it on the lift, check that nothing has shifted or loosened up, and it's good to go. Thank you for watching this video. Post any questions or comments in the section below.